Having said all of that, I think it's a shame that we can't get going with this bipartisan bill. I want to thank the chairman and the ranking member for their incredibly great bipartisan work on this energy bill. I'd like to thank Jeanne Shaheen from New Hampshire and Senator Portman from Ohio for bipartisan work that's been going on for months, if not years, on this bill. And I'm pleased to come down to the floor. I wish to introduce my amendment, but not today because of the objection, but to at least talk about a bipartisan amendment that we'd like to get on this bill. I'd like to thank my colleague, Senator Ayotte, for joining me in this important effort. Our amendment is based on standalone legislation we've written called the Better Buildings Act, which encourages energy efficiency in commercial buildings. Over the last several years, Mr. President, we worked with building owners across Colorado and the country to craft the legislation. The economic and environmental benefits of improving energy efficiency in buildings are clear. A well-publicized retrofit of the Empire State Building in New York reduced energy usage by 38%, almost 40%, and has saved an estimated $4.4 million annually for the building owner. The retrofit also created over 250 construction jobs right here in the United States that can't be sent overseas. It's this example and these ideas that help form the basis for the Better Buildings Act and this amendment. In crafting the measure, we sought to think about efficiency in buildings not only from the top down, where a building owner makes the improvements, but also from the bottom up, where a tenant would see advantages from designing and configuring their rented office space in an energy-efficient manner. With all that in mind, the amendment that we've introduced accomplishes two principal goals. First, it allows for a first-of-its-kind study by the Department of Energy to chronicle private sector best practices as tenants build out their lease spaces in commercial buildings. This study would then inform a voluntary Department of Energy program to recognize tenants, to acknowledge tenants that design and construct high-performance lease spaces in the future. The second provision, called Tenant Star, would expand on the popular Energy Star program and make it available to tenants, not just landlords. Under our amendment, tenants will be recognized for the energy-efficient performance of their leased office space. This will provide value to their customers, their investors, and ultimately to the building owner. The Energy Star label has proven a very powerful tool to achieve whole building efficiency. Our language takes the next logical step and confers this recognition on tenants as well. This bipartisan amendment is broadly supported from the Alliance to Save Energy to the Real Estate Roundtable to the Sierra Club. It also received a favorable hearing in the Senate Energy Committee in June, and I thank the chairman for that. The Congressional Budget Office has confirmed that it has no score. So I would urge my colleagues to support this bipartisan and common sense amendment. I hope we can get to the business of legislating around this incredibly important bipartisan bill. And with that, Mr. President, I thank you for your patience, and I yield the floor.